Hello students, welcome back to our channel for Grade 9 Biology Unit for tutorials. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Lesson 2, Asexual Reproduction. Asexual reproduction is a way of producing new individuals without the involvement of sex cells or gametes. In this type of reproduction, only one parent is needed and the offspring are usually exact copies of the parent. This lesson will help you understand what asexual reproduction is, the main types, and its advantages and disadvantages. Asexual reproduction happens in many living things, including bacteria, fungi, plants, and some small animals. However, it is not found in vertebrates, which are animals with backbones. Sexual reproduction is common in simple organisms such as bacteria and unicellular eukaryotes. It also occurs in many plants and invertebrates, which are animals without backbones. The main feature of asexual reproduction is that it does not involve another parent or the mixing of genetic material. All the offspring look and function just like the parent because they have the same genetic information. There are several basic forms of asexual reproduction. The first type is fission. In fission, the parent splits into two or more parts, and each part grows into a new organism. If it splits into two, it is called binary fission. If it splits into many parts, it is called multiple fission. Bacteria often reproduce by binary fission. The second type is budding. In budding, a small growth or bud forms on the parent's body. This bud slowly grows and then separates to become a new organism. Budding can be seen in organisms like yeast and hydra. The third type is fragmentation. In fragmentation, the parent's body breaks into pieces. Each piece can grow into a complete new organism. Some worms and starfish can reproduce in this way. Plants often use a form of asexual reproduction called vegetative propagation. In this process, a new plant grows from a part of the parent plant, such as a stem, root, or leaf. For example, a small piece of stem planted in the soil can grow roots and develop into a complete plant. Farmers and gardeners often use this method to grow crops like potatoes, sugarcane, and ginger. Let's now discuss the advantages and disadvantages of asexual reproduction. The first advantage is that it does not require a mate, so it is faster and easier for the organism. Second, all the good features of the parent are passed on to the offspring. Third, since the offspring grow in the same environment as the parent, they are well suited to survive there. Many plants that reproduce asexually store a lot of food in their roots or stems, which helps them survive in difficult conditions. However, there are also disadvantages. Asexual reproduction produces very little variation between individuals. This means that if the environment changes, the organisms may not be able to adapt. If the parent is weak or has no resistance to a disease, none of the offspring will be resistant either. Another problem is that the offspring often grow close to the parent, which can lead to competition for food, water, and light. To sum up, asexual reproduction is a simple and efficient way for organisms to produce more of themselves without needing mates or producing varied offspring. While it has its advantages, especially in stable environments, the lack of genetic diversity can make populations vulnerable to changes in their surroundings or the spread of diseases. Now let's check your understanding with these questions. 1. Which type of reproduction involves only one parent? Sexual reproduction B. Asexual reproduction C. Both sexual and asexual reproduction D. None of the above. Answer. Asexual reproduction is the type of reproduction that requires only one parent. 2. Which of the following is an example of asexual reproduction in plants? Production of seeds B. Growth of a new plant from a leaf cutting C. Pollination by insects D. Fertilization of the egg cell. Answer. The correct answer is B. Growth of a new plant from a leaf cutting. Growth of a new plant from a leaf cutting is an example of vegetative propagation, a type of asexual reproduction in plants. In this process, a new plant grows from a part of the parent plant such as a stem, root, or leaf. There is no need for seeds, pollination, or fertilization. 3. What is the main disadvantage of asexual reproduction? It requires a lot of energy. B. It produces offspring that are identical to each other and the parent. C. It is a slow process. D. It requires two parents. The correct answer is B. It produces offspring that are identical to each other and the parent. In asexual reproduction, there is no genetic variation because the offspring are clones of the parent. This means if the parent cannot survive a disease or environmental change, the offspring are also likely to be affected in the same way. 4. How do bacteria usually reproduce? Budding. B. Fragmentation. C. Binary fission. D. Multiple fission. Binary fission. D. Multiple fission. This process is quick and allows bacteria to multiply rapidly under favorable conditions. 5. In asexual reproduction, offspring are produced from egg cells. Only. B. Sperm cells. Only. C. Both egg and sperm cells. D. A single parent. The correct answer is D. A single parent. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. The offspring are formed without egg or sperm cells and are genetically identical to the parent. Examples include binary fission in bacteria, budding in yeast, and vegetative propagation in plants. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos and tutorials. Thank you, and see you in the next video.